Well, this is a long time coming, but welcome to Budget Outlaws. My name is Andrew.
And I'm Dan.
And today we're in our 84 Porsche 944 not turbo. This is the only stock car on the channel, and it's a peach. This is a really gorgeous car. Just to summarize, we bought this car as a barn find that had been in storage for 20 years, and Dad brought it up to his shop and was gone through it for the past 3 months.
6 months.
6 months?
9 months.
9 months?
Well, since January.
4 years?
Or no?
12 years. Since January, and it is just the beginning of October now. It's finally back on the road, and we're going to take it for a drive. So stick with us. This is going to be fun. All right.
Yeah.
All the engine noises of 1984. Oh yeah. Let's do this. So, you bought this car from your neighbor that they bought this brand new. Is that my understanding? Or
yeah, it's a one-owner car.
Yeah.
It's actually still in their name. Don't tell them that. There's that one.
Ooh, bye-bye.
So, no, they've been trying to sell it for a few years and just really haven't tried very hard, and finally got to the point where they had to get rid of it, and offered me a heck of a deal on it. So I said, yeah, I'll put some work into it and get it going again. And yeah, it took some work to do it. We did a lot of stuff to it. We did belts and rollers and water pump and seals and belts, accessory belts, clutch master cylinder, clutch slave cylinder, brake master cylinder. We had several things on the engine as far as getting it running. The main things were fuel pump not working, 20-year-old gas, and fuel injectors that were stuck. We had a cam or crank sensor that was out, but it's running good, and it feels like an 80s car. It looks like a dream.
Oh, yeah.
You've seen the pictures. The interior is like new. If we look at the dash, there's no cracks at all in it, and that just doesn't happen on these old cars.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm driving it now basically for the first time, and I've driven a 944 since I was 13. Don't tell anybody else, but
it wasn't me. I didn't do it.
But it drives just like the 944 turbo, but it's got a little bit less torque. The steering wheel on this car, if I had to make one complaint about this awesome little car, is that it's way too big. I can barely get my legs around it, and
have room for your hands.
Yeah, I can't. I have to shuffle. I can't even put my hand underneath it. It's too big. They shouldn't have put such a big steering wheel.
Now, granted, the steering wheel that he has on his 944 is like 12 inches or something like that. It's ridiculously small.
But it feels good.
But it's just power steering. It works great.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it does need just, like an inch smaller steering wheel, and there's tons of them out there that look great on this car. So,
aside from that, it rides great. It's taken these residential roads, and it feels just smooth. Brakes feel all right. I'm not getting on it hard, but it feels just like a normal car, even though it's been sitting for forever. And You went through and cleaned up the pads and whatnot, right?
Yeah, there was some rusty rotors that I cleaned up. The pads were new, so I didn't go through and change those, but I did sand them and clean them and make sure that they were in good shape.
Oh, listen to that. Listen to that click. Click, 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 click. Sounds good. I love the slightly tight belt whine of these 944s, and it feels like such a clean, sharp motor. That's, I don't know.
I've done a lot of belt jobs on these, and I've never been able to get them loose enough so that they don't whine. It just can't, you know. You go by the rule book, and it just doesn't happen. But anyways, that's just a sort of complaint there.
I don't know. I think that's the way they were meant to be.
Yeah.
Still sounds nice. The exhaust could be louder, but...
And that's a factory muffler. Came from the factory with that muffler. And in fact, all the exhaust is original. The whole car is pretty much original.
Paint's original.
Paint's original, except for the door and the fender that were sprayed at some point. Very well done.
Yeah. You
Can't tell.
Almost barely didn't notice it when I was going over it. It looks so good.
Yeah.
All right. So, driving impressions. It feels like a soft bloated Miata. Power-wise, it kind of feels like a Miata. It's soft in the suspension, but it's still planted. It doesn't feel like, you know, a heavy car. It's a little bit wallowy, but it's got good turn in. So it's a nice sports car, and something that you could drive every single day without a doubt. It's very comfortable. I would feel comfortable going on the highway for hours on end in this car. The seats are amazing. Ergonomics on most things on the interior are not that nice. I mean, I can reach everything. The radio is not the greatest.
But it is a factory Porsche radio. It just isn't a Blaupunk. It's
I'm talking about ergonomics wise. I think that the update that they did in '86 was definitely a good thing. It did a lot for the car.
So this car first came to us as a offer of our neighbor who knew we had 944 turbo. He says, "Do you know anybody that's interested in a 944?" And this was many years ago. And at that time, we thought we had a friend that would want it, but he really didn't. He wasn't mechanically inclined, couldn't afford to have somebody work on it. So, and we weren't ready to buy it. So we kind of said no, and we did look at it, and of course it was really nice.
Yeah.
But, and then we didn't think about it. Actually, I had thought about it several times over the years, and I says, I didn't say anything. Becky was, my wife was on the phone with her. We were checking in. They were our neighbors, so we knew them for years, and we had moved away. But she was checking in, and the wife of the gentleman that owned it said, "Hey, you know, do you think Dan would be interested in that 944?" And then Becky was like, "Oh, no. He doesn't need any more cars. He doesn't need any more cars." And but she told me about it. She was a good wife. She told me about it. And I says, "Of course I'm interested in it." And So we talked on the phone and came to a price, and we bought it, knowing that it needed a lot of work. And that's when we towed it back home without starting it. We could see that it was in good condition otherwise, so, and not being run for 20 years, it needed to, the belt was just literally falling apart. And as I took it off, little chunks of the cogs were falling off. So it's a good thing we didn't start it.
Yeah.
And it had other problems. It probably wouldn't have started anyways, but it would have cranked, and that would have been bad enough.
Yeah.
So we did all this work, and with the main intention of raising money for other projects. And I even told him that when I bought it. I says, this is the reason I'm buying it, to make money. And so we will be putting it up for sale. It is for sale now. So if anybody's interested, if there isn't a comment on the description that says sold, then this car is still for sale. And I definitely will put in I change the description and it'll say sold, sold, sold.
So we talked everything about the car. I think we're ready for the next challenge.
Yeah, your red car.
So we also have my other red car, which is a 86 944 turbo. We'll do an intro video on that, but that one's going to get a full mechanical makeover on a lot of the little issues that it's got. And it's got plenty. Hopefully it's not 9 months, but it's definitely going to take a little bit.
I got a ton of work to do on my car too, so yeah. It's going to have to be in between.
All right.
Yeah.
So that's it, guys.
It's been a fun project. It really is a beautiful car. I have never owned a car this nice.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
Same here. So I hope you guys enjoyed it like we did, and stay tuned for the next one.
Yeah, well, we got more coming, so be watching. We got some crazy stuff coming up.
There's a big spinny thing over there.
Yeah, big spinny thing.
It's going in one of the cars, so we're gonna have a lot of fun. All right, thanks.